Hey, Super Beasts. Bodie says,
Hey, Bodie, what up? Oh,
just,
yeah.
just putting it out. Uh, you guys' advice recently regarding pulling trigger on projects you want to get done has helped me out a lot. Hey, that wasn't you guys. That was me, Bodie.
No, I said that too.
Oh, okay.
I said that to you.
Okay. Me and a couple friends have been tossing around the idea of starting a local for fighting games in Arizona, and because of your advice, we decided to go through with it.
Yeah,
Now we're sitting about a month away from our first tourney with 97 people interested.
that's good.
Thanks a million. Wouldn't have been able to have the courage without you guys saying what you did. Now my question is, as a new TO, what's some advice you could give to running a successful tourney and the things you guys love seeing at tournaments? All love, Bodie.
When that guy with the Red Bull shows up and says he can handle the money, do not trust him.
Don't do that. P.S. Would love a plug if you could, but don't feel obligated. Guard Crush Gaming is the name of our page on Facebook. There you go, Bodie. I mean, there's a lot, and this can go on for a very long
This is
time.
quite a big question, very broad.
But just I'm going to try to summarize, rolling off the top. Make sure that the person running your stream is competent
Yeah.
and capable, and is not going to fuck you over in terms of bullshit disconnects or who knows what. There's a million ways you can get fucked over with a stream. Make sure you have an experienced streamer archiving it for you and broadcasting for you. Make sure that your commentary people are, I mean, it's your first tournament though. Never mind. I'm going crazy with that. That's way too far. Sorry. It's your first tournament. That's way. Most important thing is you're running the brackets. Make sure that everyone can see the brackets and knows what's up. Information is key. Make sure people know when they have to fight and where. People that are late, do not tolerate bullshit. As a TO, people will run out to McDonald's and come back and be half an hour late for their bullshit. Don't stand up for it. It doesn't matter how good of a player you are.
You weren't there.
That's it. You have to play it hard. You have to play it fair. Let everyone know exactly how much time they have. Let everyone know if they're like, hey, okay, you played now. Your second match is going to be in a while. Like, let them know, but don't tolerate the garbage if you've given them a fair warning. / if someone has texted them to let them know that they're up soon or something like that.
It's like when you go to the doctor, you go to a clinic, right? And they're like, walk in, right? You're like, okay, we're gonna get to you in like 3 hours. You're like, so I'm gonna come back in 3 hours? Or like, if you are not here when your name is called, you can go get fucked because we're gonna skip right the fuck over you. So come back in 2 hours.
Yeah. Obviously, don't have shenanigans with payouts. Make sure that the money is kept in a safe place with the right people. Pay out your winners immediately.
Don't let Blanca players in.
Don't shake hands.
Don't touch them.
Don't look them in the eye.
Depending on the style of your tournament, you may need to institute a bathing policy.
Make sure that it's safe to just kind of go with Evo rules in terms of gameplay and stuff.
Yeah.
But have your refs know what they're in for. Have the policy set in advance so that like someone pauses, everyone knows exactly what to do. Everyone knows exactly how to make the decision making go smoothly. Don't have any surprises where you're like, oh fuck, we didn't think about this in advance.
Yeah, whatever rule set you tend to go with, make sure that it's consistently known, because if there's any discrepancy, it's going to be a trash fire to deal with.
Make sure everyone knows how you feel about bringing in third party fucking weird controller converters and shit that might take up extra time. If you want to allow them. If you don't. But make sure everyone knows about that. And the number one fucking thing.
What is the number one thing?
The number one thing. You're probably playing popular games that are going to be on PS4s. Always make sure that every player that sits down goes to devices and clears the devices before they start their match.
Okay.
It's a pain in the ass.
What does that do?
Sony doesn't want to help us out, and it sucks. But if they play the match and they didn't clear the devices, and someone standing across the room turns their PS4 controller on, and that interrupts the game in play, that is the fault of the players sitting at the setup.
Oh, wow.
Because everyone plugs in their PS4 controller.
Yeah.
And then you walk away, you unplug it, and then you turn it on to go plug in somewhere else. If you plug in the controller to the PS4 and it turns orange and then you turn it on, generally you're safe. But people don't always do that. Some people turn the controller on first.
Plug it in.
Sometimes it hits their pocket, sometimes it hits their bag and the controller turns on, and suddenly you're in the middle of a match and then it goes to a sign-in screen and everyone pretends that it's not their controller. and they walk away because they don't want to get in trouble. But tell your players always clear the devices, and
Wow.
also like to delete their devices after their match.
I would never have thought of that.
That's the number one thing. It's the most important one. Because people are fucking lazy and they're shitty about it. And when they fuck up, they don't want to take the blame. So everyone pretends it's not their controller when it happens. That's normal.
Of course.
Emphasize the clear on
No, man, it's not
start and end of both of matches. If you have a stick, you don't have to worry about that, but you have to worry about other people's controllers. So that's my number one piece of advice for a new tournament. There's more, but quite frankly, that's all you really need to start.
I never would have thought of that, and yeah, that sounds disastrous. That sounds awful.
It sucks because neither player is responsible for it.
But they are.
And then they have to just usually agree to let the game resume, but it tilts.
Of course it does.
It fucking tilts.
It resets the momentum to whatever.
Yep. And on a macro level, hey Sony, fucking stop. Just make a button that desyncs all the Bluetooth devices. They contacted them. Literally, Capcom was like, we, on behalf of players, want a desync all fucking button.
Please.
And Sony was like, you already have a desync button. They're like, no, desync all. They're like, no, you can just do the one that's there. It was like, but this makes our lives harder, and you funded this game. And they're like, yeah, well,
That deal is over, Capcom.
tough shit.
Oh.
It sucks, man. All they need to do is a one button thing, because you have to. Because what you have to do is, if by the end of the tournament, if people don't desync their shit,
Yeah.
you go in to start desyncing at grand finals,
Yeah.
and you're gonna fucking spend 10 minutes
Yeah.
going through a list of 100 devices
Exciting.
where you press guide, pause, down, X, guide, pause, down, X, guide, pause.
Wait, it resets
down,
you to the
X.
beginning? You can't just stay in the menu and start desyncing them?
You stay on the menu, but you have to bring up that fucking forget menu
That
every
sucks.
time, and it just takes forever.
That sounds very bad.
So don't do it.